Most recently appeared in Wild Bill, a United Artists production with Jeff Bridges. Ellen Barkin plays Calamity Jane. Wild Bill is due in theaters this fall, but even for modern-day movies, our old tricks still work. You may have noticed the doors on the left are a little bit smaller than average. The doors on the right are larger than usual. We build them that way because we like to put our cowboys in front of smaller doors to make them appear bigger and broader than they have actually been. Our ladies of the Old West prefer to stroll past larger doors to make themselves appear more petite and in need of help. The church on the left must have the world's smallest congregation. Never build more than the camera will see. Great example of that's on the right side now. This is all of the Pacific Ocean that McHale's Navy ever saw. Coming up on the right is the top of the lighthouse from Casper. We never throw away props. That's why we still have the Lion Estates entryways on the right from the Back to the Future movies. That's the neighborhood where Michael J. Fox's character lived. The hover tank appears in Sergeant Bilko with Dan Aykroyd and Steve Martin. Sergeant Bilko will be out later this year. And the burnout vehicles on the right are what we use whenever we need to blow up a truck. We bring those out, paint them, put in a new windshield, blow them up again. They appeared in MacArthur with Gregory Peck. The round metal spheres on the right were the bomb and the shadow that rolls down the spiral staircase in the grand finale. That reminds me, Hollywood legend has it. The guys from McHale's Navy left some unexploded mines out here in the waters that could blow up at any given second. So, be prepared at any given time during the day. You might just come face to face with an explosion. So you should be ready. As we approach a memorable location, it's the Red Sea inspired by the Ten Commandments. You may remember Charles Peston's Moses raising his staff, commanding these waters to part. But in Universal, we just say, "Open, Cecil B." The Red Sea knows Cecil B. DeMille was the first to create this effect in his silent version of the film. He did it by taking a frozen block of gelatin, cutting it in half, and melting it back together again using gas jets. That way when he reversed the footage, it looked like the Red Sea was parting. Now, when we go through the Red Sea, you want to pick up any belongings off the floor that you don't want to get wet, like your feet. Have your camera ready for a great Red Sea level shot and be prepared. There may be more mines up ahead. Please take your seat. We're going to move.
Papi, levanta los pies para
On the left are some giant props to make Lily Tomlin appear to shrink in the incredible shrinking thing that's not nailed down. Could be something as large as a piece of furniture like a desk, to something as small as a paperclip that might appear on top of the desk. The gray building with white shutters coming up on the left plays the sheriff's station in a European city just by changing the language on the signs. On the right's Italy, next to it's France. Coming up on the left, we leave in Spot, England. This street played Spain for the running of the bulls and City Slickers, Castle Rock production. We had 5 live bulls chasing Frodo Kirby, Daniel Stern, Billy Crystal up these streets. 31. Lon Chaney was the Hunchback of Notre Dame and the Phantom of the Opera here. Lon Chaney Jr. was the Wolfman in 5 different films, and Bela Lugosi played Dracula here. The fire engine coming up on the left appeared in the Abbott and Costello comedies of the 40s. And the metal mechanism in front of it is a gimbal. What we do is put Abbott and Costello in the fire truck, put the truck on the gimbal. The gimbal rattles everything around for their close-ups, make it look like they're driving down the road. We have the green light to take you into a closed set up ahead. This is a hot set today, which means that it's completely decorated. The lights are out, the props are set, everything is ready to film, because I think they have been. Oh, the crew stepped out for a break. Well, that's where we get in. Notice all the details. This soundstage, in fact, is enormous. We had to build it here on the back lot apart from the front lot sound stages because it houses 2 levels. We're bringing you into the ground floor. This is a subway station where the key scenes will take place. Above us is a busy street scene with storefronts, 18-wheelers delivering gasoline and food. There's even power lines, which are actual working power lines. Very creative. They've been hooking up the cameras to what look like street power lines. So there is electricity flowing through them, which comes in very useful because we got all kinds of lights to hook up. I think that's one of our slight California tremors. If you'll stay seated and remain calm, that's probably the worst of it. That's a twist. You just played a role in the most sophisticated live special effect ever created. Earthquake, the big one, simulates a devastating 8.3 quake. Here in Hollywood, we can stage an earthquake on cue for our cameras. You can see there is no limit to the excitement and realism filmmakers can now bring to the screen. Don't worry, not really wet. That's just movie water. It washes right off. What we're going to do now is take you to the tranquil town of Amity that was once terrorized by a great white shark. One of Universal's biggest hits, our 3-time Academy Award winner, Jaws. He should be fishing out there. What is he? Excuse me.
Where's Jaws?
What do you know? You should be out here fishing. You know these waters are shark infested. George, don't give me that innocent look. George, I see a fin. There's a huge fin right behind you. George, it's heading around. Everybody, I don't think you can hear me. On the count of 3, everybody yell shark. 1, 2, 3, shark!
Oh no, help!
Wow, it takes guts to fish in Amity. We baited a hook attached to the yellow barrel at the end of the pier, but we haven't had any luck in catching the shark. He's been terrorizing these waters for years. We've got no idea what to do about it. If you have any suggestions on how we might trap the shark, he's taking the bait. He's taking the pier. Shark in the world that does the backstroke. Jaws was directed by Spielberg, starred Roy Scheider. They teamed up together again in Sequest. You're listening to the Emmy Award-winning theme to Sequest DSV. We built this entire house in a soundstage for the musical. Out here so Jessica could use the backyard on Murder, She Wrote. Who better to live across the street street from Jessica than Matlock. He lives in the White House with the green trim up ahead. As we go along, I'll point out several of the houses from your favorite TV shows and movies, all on the right side of the tram. Number 10 was Matlock's. That's Viacom production. Next door is Nancy Drew, played by Pamela Sue Martin. The next 4 houses on the right all appeared in the Burbs with Tom Hanks and Carrie Fisher. Gray House is where they lived. That gray house on the right also appeared in another Tom Hanks movie, Dragnet, where Connie Swale lived. We painted the gray house pink for Connie. The next 2 houses also appeared in the Burbs. Each house faces the street at an odd angle, so we can film this area over and over again. Hopefully you won't recognize it from production to production. The brick house is actually made out of plaster. Up ahead is Anytown, USA. It also played that you may have ever wanted. Have your camera ready. We're also going to take you around the front of the motel so you get a shot of the Bates Motel with the Psycho House behind it. It's just as Hitchcock would have framed it himself. Photographers, your challenge is to get the sign, motel, and house all in the same shot. You gotta be quick. Away yet. It said that Mother's spirit still haunts the upper floors of the Psycho House. The afterlife as well. Paul Bunyan's Blue Ox Babe on the right is a prop from the great outdoors. Now on the right is the world's largest freestanding backdrop built for Jaws the Revenge. Most recently appears in the grand finale splashdown scene of Apollo 13. You might also recognize it from the TLC video on MTV, Waterfalls. Only Universal can be taken from sea level to 12,000 feet just by passing a pine tree. The road up ahead is icky. Sort of like a shortcut back to the tram area, but it involves a journey to our ice tunnel. Keep your arms and legs inside as quiet as possible. We don't want to start an avalanche. Inside, I'd just like to point out an interesting... Uh-oh. Hang on, everybody. If you get dizzy, just close your eyes. Another innovative special effect. It may surprise you that the tram didn't actually tilt at any time during our journey to that avalanche. fact, we remain perfectly level throughout. Who knew that? Why are you leaning? Don't feel bad if the effect got to you. We taped an episode of The $6 Million Man in there. Lee Majors only had to run from one end of the tunnel to the other to escape Bigfoot. The scene had to be done over several times because even the $6 Million Man kept falling down. On the left is continued expansion of the City Walk. The City Walk has over 36 shops and restaurants. It's designed to be a city of the future. We have every kind of food you can imagine. The City Walk is outside Universal Studios and to your left. If you want to run out there and grab some lunch,